a pitch of the common rafter at 24 degrees. We're going to make sure all lengths are calculated to a half span of 1 metre. The 5 key elements unlock the 8 roof bevels. The 5 key elements: your half span, your rise per metre, your true length common rafter per metre, plan length hip, true length hip. Those 5 key elements we're going to fit around your common rafter right angle triangle and your hip triangle, based on that pitch, 24 degrees. So the first of the 5 key elements in the unlock is the half span. The half span sits at the bottom of the common rafter. And as we said, we're going to calculate all our lengths for the 5 key elements based on a 1 metre half span. So there it is. 1 metre. That's the first of the key elements. That's a really simple one. I think you'd agree. The pitch of our common rafter, that represents the hypotenuse here, represents the pitch of our common rafter. And it's set at 24 degrees from the horizontal, from the plan length. The pump up is 24 degrees, if you like. So to get the second of the 5 key elements, we can say tan 24 degrees on our calculator. Tan 24 says that over a metre, when we go tan 24, it gives us a rise per metre as an answer of 445 millimetres. We'll abbreviate per metre down to PM. I think you'll agree that's fairly simple. And that's number 2 of the key elements. Rise per metre. The next component is the true length of the common rafter. The true length of the common rafter within that relationship of the 1 metre half span with the pump up at 24 degrees. We can just use the cos rule there. 1 metre divided by cos 24 will tell us exactly what that true length of the common rafter per metre is at that degree. Pump that into the calculator. 1 divided by cos 24. 1 metre and 95. That's number 3. Number 3, true length of common rafter. So now we've completed the relationship of the components around the common rafter. We can complete the last 2 of the 5 key elements in the unlock. For the hip, plan length of hip, plan length of hip, and true length of hip. The pump up on the hip, giving us the true length to fill in, as I said, those last two elements. We know the rise per metre will be the same. It will still have a 445 millimetre rise per metre, because the hip meets the common rafters in a hip roof. Because we know it's coming off a 90-degree corner, we know the plan length of hip is always 1.414. And therefore, knowing those two components, we can work out the pump up or the true length of the hip on that 1 metre half span. I'm going to use Pythagoras here. I'm going to say 1.414 squared. I'm going to add it to my rise of 445 squared. And I'm going to square root the answer, 1.482. And that's great, because now we have the 5 key elements. Smiling. Now we have the 5 key elements that unlock the bevels, the 8 bevels, which we're going to take from those two relationships, the triangles, the common rafter triangle and the hip triangle, right angle triangles, and we're going to develop the 8 bevels for part 2. See you in part 2.